Hard work, real talk, no shortcuts. I'm Joseph Cabrera. This is American Operator. All right, team. We are still here in Colorado. Kind of had to change up a little the studio. We were outside for a little while, and now we're inside, but still in front of a fireplace with two outstanding gents I got to hang out with today at Moe's BBQ, founders and owners. We got Mike, we got Jeff. Man, thank you for the barbecue, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, that was a super fun day in there.
Gosh, man, y'all converted me back to turkey. Thanksgiving is my least favorite day because I don't understand
They're not brining their turkeys. That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom. I ate turkey today that tastes like a succulent brisket that I've had. You know, it's just crazy, man. Yeah. It's so dang good. So, well, we'll get into the whole barbecue biz, man. Y'all have done some incredible things, man, from a trailer basically on the side of the road to 50 locations and growing, bringing Alabama barbecue to Colorado and making it a thing. So I got so many questions and things that I know folks want to hear about. But what I'd love to start with first is how you both met at Alabama. Tell me that origin story.
I had my bar. I had Moe's Original Barbecue, and I was selling barbecue out of the old train station, which was my bar. And Jeff came in one day and was like, first 5 days, yeah, I'm old enough to bartend. And I think a few months later, we were going to the booth, another bar, and he's like, I can't get in. I'm like, what do you mean you can't get in?
I was managing his bar, but I wasn't even old enough to go to a bar.
He started managing, like after about 3 months he was managing. Then he moved to Montana or somewhere to go to school for a year. I'm like, well, come on back, we'll do it again. But it's been a good relationship. We just got along, and it's, running around with the same people, and it's really a lot of like the common interest. Yeah. We like to do the same things. A lot of widespread panic in our life and different bands and stuff. And, he just kind of stuck it out. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. He was thinking about doing a camp with this other buddy of ours. I'm like,
What do you mean a camp? What's that?
It was like the bicycle camp y'all were talking about doing.
That didn't have any legs. That would have been trouble.
My legs are already weak then too.
I did know working for Mike in Tuscaloosa. I think I probably I know I said it, if you can cook it, I can sell it.
Yeah, that was
kind of the beginning of our, because it just everything, every food that he ever cooked, I was always like, damn, this is good.
Yeah. Then really when I went to culinary school and moved out here, I think he had 1 semester to finish at school, and then he finished. I still haven't seen that degree either. No, I'm just, but when he finished his degree, he moved out, and then we were both working different jobs, and we kind of started doing it again. And that's when we brought Ben in, because he had this big party under his belt. Yeah. We're like, let's do this. And Ben's an awesome cat, and I hate he's not here today, but he's kind of what keeps us together. He's kind of like the glue that we throw shit off of, and he's a good boy.
Yeah, that's maybe I'll get into it right now, because with that dynamic between you three, how's that work? Like, who's kind of who plays on what base in the baseball field?
Man, I think everybody kind of stays in their own lane. I'm the food guy, and they deal with the business end and trying different stuff, and and I think the most important thing is we moved out here, and there's so many kids from the South out here, but they didn't have any barbecue.
Yeah.
And I just knew, I'm like, man, they'll eat it. So we started in that trailer, and I'm telling you, 100 days, I think we had 100,000 in the bank.
Oh, we're just grinding.
But what made us was when we got the next store, it was just a retail shop, so we couldn't cook in there. And we'd be on the side of the road, it'd be 20 below, and Jeff was usually the guy out on the pit.
That's what I was telling you.
Wait, tell that story again. I mean, you guys are running a chop shop, man, all over this state, man.
Finally we got when we had the lot on the corner in Edwards, we could cook out there and everything. And then when we moved to this retail spot in Lion's Head, it's like we couldn't cook in there, so we had to put the place. We had a commissary kitchen where the big music hall was.
Okay.
And then we had the pit. So one guy would be at the pit, one guy at the commissary, and we just one guy would be in the trailer, and we just all bring it together every day.
Yeah, break down that day for me, just for folks that understand what cutting their teeth in a barbecue joint. Like, what time you going? What are you doing?
I mean, we'd get out there at least by 6:30 or 7. Jeff would hit the pit at 20 below with ribs that were hopefully thawed enough to put on there.
And they didn't allow smoking in the town of Vail. So we had to smoke in Eagleville.
Okay.
And then he would go to the kitchen in Vail, and then Ben would go to the shop in Lion's Head.
Get everything set up and come in there. And when we really, didn't know how to do it, but every day we'd change a little bit. And then we have this little technique where, we'd write down on sandwich wrappers, send it down so we didn't have to have a computer. It was Hell, probably 8 years before we got a computer, probably, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're just using the markers.
Keep moving, man.
We did, I would go in there and cook the sides and cook the stuff, and Jeff would be on the pit, and then Ben would be setting up everything. And we'd go in there. Ben would be at the window writing it down. Me and Jeff were doing everything else.
Man. So how long did you guys, you said 8 years of doing that, or 8 years just with the paper?
No, 8 years.
Before we got a computer.
Before we got a computer.
How long were y'all having that kind of trifecta
setup?
setup?
2002, the summer of 2002.
Yeah.
And if a band we liked was playing at Red Rocks, we'd only cook 2 butts and 2 chickens and run
Sold
out
out.
at noon so we could get there quick enough. Sorry, somebody came and bought us out, but it was just a lot of fun. And it just kind of kept taking off, and we got that first spot for $7,000 or something.
Wow.
And then we just kind of kept saving them. I'm cheap as shit, and I'm beat them to death being cheap.
Whew.
Save your money. Man, I tell you, man, it's a superpower and a curse.
Well, it is, but it's like, I think I'm cheap because I got so tired of borrowing money from my dad to keep my other business afloat.
Yeah.
And I just knew that, like, hell, I got to be able to do this for myself. And, it's like, start cheap. And we do that to everybody. I mean, I don't mind buying some used equipment. When you start making money, you can buy some better stuff.
Yeah. When you guys were getting the barbecue thing moving and going, one thing y'all mentioned to me earlier today, which just was, you call it genius or fate or whatever it was, but oddly enough, this Alabama-style barbecue, bringing it to Colorado, was kind of a secret move. I mean, it was kind of an important move, I would say, even though it didn't, you would go, why don't you go to Texas? Why don't you go down to stay in Alabama? Talk to me about why this kind of flywheel, how that flywheel happened in Colorado. Why was that a special move for y'all?
I think because when I was at culinary school, I thought about it completely different than I did when Mo was helping us out. Because Mo, is just like everybody else we talked about. You cook your pork, you cool it down, you bring it back up to temperature. But we're all about it being succulent. And then we would travel around, going to shows or going to concerts or whatever. And then we kind of picked it up from different places. And that vinegar kind of stuck with us a lot. So we have that 2 sauces, and then we get out here and do it again. And it's like people craved it, and it was crazy how much they craved it.
Yeah.
And so we knew we had something going on, and then we just we really took our time getting it to where we wanted it to be.
Yeah. And then Jeff, you were talking also a little bit earlier today about how, what's the word you used? It was almost like a virus. Like people come here, a lot of people from America come here, and then in a weird way, they take it back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot more powerful than maybe if you were going to build it somewhere in a small town in Texas, where everybody in that small town might really love it, but nobody's really visiting.
The whole country.
Network, that's the word you use. Network the whole country.
It's kind of the doorstep, especially when we had our spot over in Vail, in the ski village. Every day, thousands of people walk by your front door from all over the world.
Yeah.
And Vail being what it is, brings a lot of people in the know and people who are moving and shaking around the world, making things happen. So it's really pretty cool, real authentic approach to growth, and it really kind of helped. It definitely helped us.
Yeah, it's been real
does.
organic, our growth, like I told you. It's like, we have some people from the outside. We've been pretty lucky with the guys from Mellow Mushroom. We got 3 or 4 of those guys, but they love us because we're not up their butt like Mellow Mushroom is, getting 9 or 10%.
Yeah.
So they really like us because we're kind of staying out of their way doing it. But it's been good. It's been mostly organic though. Kids that have worked for us, worked in Tuscaloosa or Auburn, came out to Colorado, lived with us for a few years, and do it again.
Worked at the shop, kind of got it in their blood, and then kind of went back. Yeah.
And probably as much on the end of, people from around the world seeing us as now when we go open other stores. I mean, it's a common thread of communication. Always is Vail. At any store.
Kind of ties them
Oxford,
together.
Mississippi,
it doesn't matter.
Portland, Maine, whatever. People have seen it and heard about it through Vail. So it's
kind of neat. It's kind of like being from a school. You kind of have that hub point, that common point of reference, and then you get to kind of share that. For folks who don't know what Alabama barbecue is, how would you describe it in a way that it's different? I had it today.
It's a
so
rip-off from all the other barbecues around, like Memphis and Carolina and everything. Because we literally travel around and say, hey, we like this here. And I'm sorry, we whip something up, and it's like, boom.
Yeah.
And it'd be good.
Y'all do pig really good, man.
Yeah, the pork. That's what we really
everything was good. I had hush puppies, just for folks listening right now. I got hush puppies and brisket in the same day, in the same meal. Man, it didn't make sense to me. That never would have like those two things. It's so good. But all I have to say, like, it is different. Can you describe to folks maybe what some of those highlights are that make y'all's food different? Maybe about the pig, because I'm just so fascinated with
pork. I think the main thing about our pork is we hit it with 2 different sauces. We smoke it, and then, like I said earlier to you, we smoke it, put enough smoke on it, and then we throw it in an Alto-Shaam, which is a prime rib cooker, and that keeps the moisture in it.
Yeah.
And we wrap it up in foil, so it's kind of confit in its own fat. So that's really what keeps it tender. I told you about how the shoulder of the pig has a lot of cushion meat around it, so it's not real lean like the picnic shoulder is, or the ham. That's super lean. So ours has enough cushion fat around it, and it's just, it's pretty desirable. Mm-hmm. And it's we pick it as clean as we can. Obviously, barbecue's a little bit about the fat, but it's not, in Texas, you'll probably see a lot of the chopped pork and
if we see it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get pork ribs usually once a week somewhere. They're doing it something special, they'll put it out there. Can you take folks back to like what I'm interested in is those days where you started getting the flywheel going. You got that trailer maybe a year or 2 in. I think the thing that don't always make the headlines, especially after as many years as y'all been doing it, is how hard it is just to stomach that risk and that weight every day. How did y'all kind of wrestle with that? How did y'all decide to keep going versus fold like a lot of people in the hospitality and food business do? What were those feelings like, or did you never get those feelings?
It's not an option to fold.
Yeah. So you got to take the
Never
chance.
ring the
You got
bell.
to take some risk
Never ring
to
the
get in.
bell.
I think maybe our first risk would have been after the hurricanes. I think it was the first year was Ivan and then Katrina that went through Orange Beach, Alabama. Katrina, hit New Orleans, all that Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
This guy threw in the towel and we went down there and got ourselves into a store that we've all been down to Orange Beach, just like the only beach in Alabama. So we've all been down there and we knew it was kind of a safe place because there wasn't a lot of barbecue there.
Yeah.
The second store we opened with some other partners was in Birmingham, and there must be 200 barbecue places in Birmingham. And it's just like we had to have something that was a little bit different. And that's when I told you, we kind of brought all those side dishes in there. So it's almost like a meat and 3 with barbecue as a vehicle.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, 'cause those side dishes do stand alone, man. They're pretty dang
But
good.
those early partners are the people that keep us going today, I'd say.
Yeah.
Do you have a meet? You know what a meat and 3 is in
I never even heard
Texas?
of that. I don't know
So
what that
you
means.
get you can get a fried pork chop and a couple of sides, some lima beans and some okra.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So that's,
Yeah.
that's we always call it. This is so big in Alabama. The meat and 3 is
Meat and
You
3.
choose one meat out of like 6 options, and then you choose 3 vegetables or salads out of like 10 options.
And then it's like the
cornbread, sweet tea, and that's a
you
meat
use
and
the
three.
That's a meat and
cornbread.
three.
I mean, we use the barbecue as a vehicle. You can get a sandwich with a few sides, or a platter with a few sides, or ribs with a few sides.
Yeah.
And that really spread us out, I think. And it's like, especially out when we moved out to Colorado, because it's like, holy cow, these guys can't eat barbecue 3 times a week. So that's when we started doing the catfish Fridays and the shrimp and some of the other stuff.
Yeah, you guys listen to your customers pretty dang well. How do you balance listening to them and also making sure that you're not driving yourselves to have 77 things on the menu? How do you balance that?
If it ain't selling, you don't do it.
Okay, so someone can have a wise idea, but if it ain't selling out the hype, do you guys test anything with specials and stuff to go, hey,
Now
let's
we've
see if
been
this
here
will
for so
go?
long, it's like I could put anything out there and I think they'll eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We let our partners play around with stuff and not super strict with them, as long as they're putting out quality products,
And
play
not
with
processed.
especially
That's our whole thing, man. No processed foods.
Yeah.
We really thrive on the food with integrity.
Yeah. When you say, so maybe just for folks who don't understand, or who maybe just kind of catching up here on Moe's, y'all had several household 100% owned spots. And then at some point it was, hey, look, there's a lot of good folks that came through here. You decided to kind of franchise out your different locations. When did that happen? What year was that when y'all decided, hey, you know what, let's start giving some folks that we trust, let them fly the
Orange
flag?
Beach must have been like 2005 or 6. And when 7 and 8 came, that was a jobs recession.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
a lot of our friends that were smart people, probably smarter than us, wanted to do it because they lost their job and started spreading out then. And then it's, after that, I guess we had the stores in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2001 we kind of started on the roadside, and then by 2005 we did the Orange Beach. That was kind of the napkin deal, like we talked about this morning. Nobody really knew exactly who got what.
I wish we'd never hired lawyers. I think they could all be handshake deals because we're good people, and we're not going to go back on our word. And we'd have saved a lot of heartache and headaches and money. So it's like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a balance, right? Like you got, because especially with you all spend a lot of time vetting those people, right?
we make them work for us for a while.
Yeah, and
We
then
vet them in the kitchen.
you vet them in the kitchen. Talk to folks about that. Like, give me a little insight into. We met Michael today. What a rock star, man! I mean, you just tell right away he's somebody that just
confident.
is confident. He's guided. It's good people. Yeah, smart, man. That guy's got a master's degree
10 years
cooking
younger.
barbecue, man.
He's 10 years younger now, so he
Yeah.
can kind of cope with the younger people a little better than we can.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, how do you give me some traits of people that before you decide to make them a partner in your business? Like, how do you
Pros or the cons?
both? Like, give them both. I mean, I'm curious. Like, what are the things that you look for that are maybe some telltale signs after working in the kitchen that go, okay, they got the right stuff. They can run their own shop.
I think you gotta, two things for me. I'd say you gotta work side by side and have the work ethic, and then you gotta play side by side. You gotta have the fun extracurricular.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
And
sometimes.
then you gotta be able to make it back to work at 7 in the morning.
Okay, give me that
And if
rundown.
you
What-
can do that-
I'll give you a rundown. We opened the store in Tuscaloosa. Me and Ben and Jeff, went there the night before and prepped everything up and then took everybody out. And we were the only 3 people that showed up the next morning to open the store.
only
So you
ones
know who
on
made the
opening
cut. No,
We're like,
yeah.
uh-oh.
So those employees didn't cut it.
Do you care enough? Yeah, it's
And it's like, if at first they're usually in the kitchen. And then and we really, truly try to talk people out of it. We're like, man, it's hard. It's just so hard. It's so hard. They make it through there. Then we usually put them in the back and they have to learn the numbers a little bit. And they have to have the personality to really be the people we want them to be.
yeah.
It's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not about kind of work hard, play hard. I mean, that's what we're all into. Whether it's, we all work hard, and we've proven that for a long time. But we also are very into playing hard.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's concerts, skiing, biking, traveling,
He didn't
fishing,
take y'all
whatever it
rafting?
is.
Not yet. Not yet. No.
He's almost killed me out there a few times.
Nobody at the store will go with me anymore.
We'd have our company parties. Jeff would take him down the raft. I'd be like, somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to die. And I'm like, we may be done.
But I guess do you feel like that play hard part, if you're coming back, means your heart's really in the business too, right? Like, you want to go lay it out on the line the night before, you're going to show up. That matters.
You're not playing all night. You're getting some rest because you have to get back there in the morning.
Yeah, you have that much care.
Play all night.
And you still show up and put that apple wood on the grill and you just
There
go
were a
do it.
couple of them.
Yeah, man. Well, so you got folks out there. You kind of have a way of looking at them and making sure that they have the right
I
stuff.
think a lot of it though was they would especially after like 2008, 9, they would work for one of our stores.
Yeah.
And they didn't make it out of college, or they barely made it out of college. And we'd say, come on out here and live with us and work with us for a few years and then take it back there.
Yeah.
And, once we've seen them for that long, and then, like I said, one of the hard things is sitting across from their parents and figuring out where the money's going to come from. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that always tried on me. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to borrow some money from his dad.
Yeah, talk to me about that
all
process.
the years that I did that.
Yeah, talk to me about that process. Like, especially the emotion that goes into it. What are the things?
I think one thing is that we don't want them to spend $2 million to build a building like a Zaxby's or
Yeah.
some of the other places. We don't care about that kind of money. We care about them really wanting to do it. So if you can get in for a couple $100,000, $300,000, $400,000 maybe, then if you can get out of there and pay your note back, we feel like you should be able to do it because you've already done it. Mm-hmm. And and so like I said, man, if you've got money from somebody else, and like a mortgage is never an option. Like if a parent wants to mortgage their house against it, I'm like, absolutely not.
You say no way.
No.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Why is it so easy for y'all to say that? Like, why is it so easy for y'all to talk folks off
Just
the edge?
because, it's like, it's 1 out of 10 restaurants make it. And it's like, now we got a pretty good spot with even the SBA, they're like, oh, Moe's, their ratio is pretty good. They usually make it. So you can get some money from them. Mm-hmm. But it's such a tough business. I mean, and it's only about, it doesn't matter what you were, doesn't matter about us. Every store is about whoever's running that store because we're not there.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot of grit. For folks that don't maybe understand the hospitality business, tell me a little bit about what are the parts that are hard that don't always make it on TV. Like, what are the
That's
things
his
that
division.
Yeah, what are the things that you're like, hey man, you got to gut check yourself on.
Well, I think sometimes the same things that are a reward of the business are also a challenge of the business. So employees are a freaking nightmare a lot of times, right? It's like if you have 50 employees, you got 49 headaches a day. But on the reverse side, employees are also the magic of the business and the relationships. And you saw it in there today, right? They're great. They're awesome, but a lot of times they're a pain in the ass. The hours of a restaurant, a lot of times are challenging. Mm-hmm. All of our friends are out on the lake on the 4th of July. Well, not us.
Yeah.
We're at the smoker. But then, Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we're out playing golf or out on the river. So the hours can be challenging, but also having a business that's open for 16 hours a day, it gives you a little leniency with the schedule, which I think is really, really good. And so I think.
How about on
there's a lot
customers.
of things and it's the landlords. There's the food purveyors. Everything is like, there's so many things that can go wrong, and if you get upset about something, you're almost done. You can't get mad at the truck driver because he didn't load the truck if you didn't get something in there. And it's like the landlord's going to be, he's going to be who he is. He wants his money.
Yeah. We saw. Yeah, it's kind of we saw y'all. Obviously, y'all involved us in it. Thank you for that. Like, what I noticed about the business, and I should know this. I grew up in helping my mother in the restaurants and stuff too. It's a living, breathing thing at all times. There's not a like you
turn it
go,
on,
here's a template and you're just punching out a widget, because even that meat, it's not like you just set it and forget it. You always were tending to it nonstop, man. But I imagine that's the magic in it. Can you talk to me about the art of business, like those things that aren't ones and zeros?
I think
that
number one, you got to
with.
stand behind your product, whatever you're putting out there. And if somebody doesn't like it, you should give them their money back. If it's something we did wrong, we're apologizing because things can get too salty. It's a lot of human error when you're cooking from scratch. Mm-hmm. So once you figure out what the problem is, and then it's like all of a sudden if they just don't like it because you use too much salt, you just give them their money back so they don't write a Yelp review on you. Mm-hmm. There's a fine balance there, and that's like usually the cook doesn't get that part of it. But when you have somebody else around that says, hey, this guy's really unhappy, it's like, do whatever.
Just make it right and keep moving.
Make it right.
Yeah, kind of not worth the extra things there.
We were talking about this morning some about a restaurant seems to be kind of this dreamy business and somewhat of an easy business as a spectator. Like, I can grill.
Yeah.
I grill the best burgers in the neighborhood. I'm going to start Johnny's Burgers. But that's just not really what it's about at all. It's not really the best cook survives. It helps, but the intricacies behind running a business and understanding what's the how do you work within this budget? What is the customer after? What kind of staffing are you going to work with? All those different factors are just so important to play into a successful business model, I think.
I think for us too is being able to run a business where you're not managing 50 people, you're only managing 5 or 6 people a day. Mm-hmm. That makes it a lot easier than having just too many people working around you.
Y'all have a lean shop, and you do a lot with the folks that you put in.
That's
there.
why we're always in there, though. That's how you make your money.
Yeah.
If every time we're not in there, it's costing us another whatever $20 plus $3 or $4 or $5 for the taxes on top of it. So
that's a comment. Yeah,
if you don't want to work, don't get in this business.
Well, heck, that's life in general, I suppose, right? Especially when you start a business, there's a lot of things that. Well, is that something your parents instilled in you? Where did that ethic come from? Why does it seem more second nature for y'all? I'm just curious about the way you both grew up. What was that all about?
My dad was a workaholic to a fault, probably.
My dad worked hard, but it was like I knew I could lean on him. So as soon as I got out here from Alabama, I'm like, we don't have any options because we started it. I think I pawned my wife's car to get our first trailer or hocked it to bake. And it's like we don't have an option. It's not like we can call anybody and get extra money. So we did it for as little money as possible, had something that was great, and just kept pushing it, not trying to open a store on the mountain in Vail after our first year. You know, we got into this little store without a kitchen in it, and then we went to here. Mm-hmm. And I think people that work for us get that too. They understand that ethic of it.
They can see it and feel it. And how about you, Jeff? You said Dad was a workaholic to a fault, meaning like no play at all? That's kind of, is that what you mean?
He played, but I think
he's a rocket scientist, for Christ's sakes. He didn't have any time to do anything.
You know, he worked his whole life working up the ladder. And I think I was just around that and just thought that that's what you do. You just work your ass off.
Yeah.
And I still believe that. You know,
we work hard.
Mix it with the play, but
you know, you think you're not going to work one day, and that's the day you're going to be in that damn kitchen all day. So you better dress for it. You can't dress up just to be out there talking to people, because you're going to get dirty in there.
Yeah,
I do believe that the country. I think this country is built on hard work, right? And I think COVID. I hate to put anything, but COVID magnified and instigated some lack of work ethic. And I think the country, we just need to all get back to, hey, we work hard, we play hard. That's what makes America work, right? It's not just playing hard. It's not just sleeping in. It's not just on your phone trying to get rich doing social media. You know, that works for 1 in a billion. But it's just the country, we're just a badass country because we work hard.
Yeah, you can go grit your way through the American dream. I think that the part that there is as much, like I see what y'all have built with Moe's, and a lot of people would look at it the same way.
We get to lead the dream, though, because of what you've done for us and what the military's done for us all these years, because we don't have to worry about that. Can you imagine being somewhere where you had to worry about somebody else coming in on you?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's funny that I think that's a two-way street for sure, because I think for a lot of the boys and gals overseas and doing nation's bidding, there's a lot of the, like, I want to just see Moe's around for a little longer because that's a place that's worth protecting, you know, those kind of things. But I think you're right. I think that's core to our country's DNA.
Oh, exactly.
100%.
I know people might be a little bit of a weird statement I might make here, but it is a country that's bred out of, we're a bit of these rebels with a cause, you know,
Absolutely.
Like that's how this country was
Y'all fought with us in the war. No, I'm just playing.
But they end up like, you know what I mean? Like you end up like, there's that fighting spirit. And I think when you lose it, you kind of lose the essence of what this country is all about. And I saw y'all out there just, it's so cool, man. Like a bunch of happy warriors. Soot, smoke, you know, but getting after it, man, nonstop.
And for us now, and I know it's for him too, it's like, it's not the money. It's the gratification, the instant gratification of somebody telling you how good it is. Because it makes you feel so damn good.
Somebody said that today. I think it was, you know what? It was Michael. It was Michael that said that. We cut through, I think it was a couple of us on the team tearing into one of y'all's piece of turkey. And it was it's that pause you get where you could tell you just changed somebody's world. Like I hadn't eaten a piece of that like that. And Michael goes, "That's why we do it." He said something. He goes, "That's why we do it, man."
That's exactly right.
And that's cool. That's cool to work that hard for that 5-second moment.
Yeah. And I think for us too, we got so big so quick. And I feel like we've always kind of been like, "Hey, what the hell are we gonna do? What the hell are we gonna do?" Because it's like, oh my God, this happened to us without us really, trying. It's not. We had a big venture capitalist group behind us giving us all the money we wanted to try to make something that popped. We made it pop without them. And then now it's like, holy shit, what do we have?
Yeah.
We're going to make it.
Is it hard to keep grounded, or do you feel like that's just part of y'all's DNA that you don't let it get too big in your head?
I don't for sure.
Yeah. You, Jay?
No, I don't. I mean, I think I'm super proud of what we've done, and I think we're super fortunate and all the things, but I mean, we're just doing our part.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing to be.
It's literally about each store.
Overly proud of. So be proud of what you do. And
each store in their community is what it is. Because to me, community is having a great restaurant and keeping the prices right and providing great food. And then when you can do like we do and then get on the other side of it and donate as much as you can and do that. And that probably happened after we got pretty successful. And I think that's one thing that's like, a new store, if you're not making it, you really can't help out as much as like our group can, because this is our store and we also own the franchise.
Yeah. Wouldn't you guys think about happiness, like being content with your life? How has it changed from when you were first starting to now? Has it changed?
We can breathe. We
Yeah,
would
no,
literally-
Just
we would
wanted a
work-
day off back then.
Back then, we would turn down any party, and it was always kind of a full
Never
thing.
turned down any party, you said?
Never.
I mean, and we would literally, I'd go to bed at 2 after getting everything prepped up, knowing I had to get up at 6 and thinking, how am I going to sleep for these next 3 or 4 hours? And it's like, because you think about it all the time. You think about what you got to start with the next day.
Yeah.
But it's been, we're fortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing now that I don't take for granted is like today, a well-honed, complete staff in the restaurant. I just don't take that for granted anymore. But when it does show up, you know, if I get my work done, I think one of my ways of fulfillment through the business is that, if everything's good, then I'm going to go do my thing. You know, take advantage of. We've put the work in, and if it's noon on a Friday, and everything looks good, then hell, we deserve to go enjoy Friday afternoon, right?
Did that take a while?
And that took a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say, that took
a long time to.
Took till your kids were 8,
get a
10,
grip
12.
of,
weren't
yeah.
they?
Yeah, not only to earn it, but also to be okay doing it,
Okay
right?
doing it,
Because you're
exactly.
also wired to be like,
I'm
something's
still
wrong.
not okay all the
I need
time.
to work. I need to work.
Yeah.
But the days you're really like, I'm going to work today is like when your staff comes in and they're awesome. Like, yeah, we don't need you in here. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
it's like, I can't wait to get out of here. One, I got to go do this. And you have to stay till 2 or 3.
in the early days of family, for example, how do you balance all that? Especially in this industry where
that's
you're
true.
just, man, you're grinding it out all
Yeah.
the time, especially when your guys are open when everybody else is trying to have a good time. How's that work? How do you balance it all?
Well, I think for me, one thing that was probably by the time my wife stopped working, so that she could fill
'Cause I
in
told her
for
she
our
could.
for our crazy schedule. He did, but for us to be able to, because you know, with 50 stores, we're on the road. I mean, we're working. So today, for example, you saw me disappear out to the office. We got a couple meetings going on here, the restaurant, putting out caterings, meeting with you guys.
I had the damn ops call that I missed again. Sorry.
So, you know, a lot of different things going on. And I think we noticed it as a family when the kids were younger, and we got to a spot where we made just enough money where she could stop working and really focus on the family needs and the household needs to allow us to, because I mean, and Mike and I are, you know, we, like he said, we have Ben, who's the glue that holds us together. He and I are the loose 8 balls.
We're like,
But I mean, I will, you know,
But I'm having
literally
Ben's
buy.
hunting. He's hunting moose up in Alaska right now for some time. And it's like,
good on him.
Thank
man.
God he can do that.
Yeah.
Literally buy a plane ticket this afternoon to fly out tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Many times, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's
Many
just so
times
very,
though, he flies
very
out
fluid.
and has to build the rest of the restaurant so we can get open for me to get there the next week. We're like, what are y'all doing?
No, I think that's a thing that I suppose that's another way to set the example, right? Which I think is not always easy to do, because I think you being a workaholic to the nth degree and your teammates never see you go emulate what life's supposed to look like outside the restaurant. That's also part of being a good owner, I imagine.
It is, and especially when they're young and they want to have families. So it's like, you know, give them our model a little bit, but it's like still make time for whatever you need.
Yeah.
Even if it means you're closing on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So you can go to church and you can go do whatever you need to do.
Yes.
With your family. And a lot of our restaurants start off doing that because it's so hectic at first. It's like just as soon as you get more relaxed, you get a better staff, then you can start opening more on Sundays. Is Chris open on Sundays yet, Michael's brother?
No.
No.
Not yet.
He's got 2 young kids, or got one young one, another on the way. Like, just be comfortable with it.
Wow. That's incredible that y'all, I mean, that's a different thing.
The most important thing, whoever's doing it's happy. If they're not happy and they're working too hard, they're not going to make it.
Yeah, that fuel's going to burn out quick.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Balance. I think balance, and you know, balance is a big buzzword. I think these days of how do you balance things, and you know, you never really balance it, but it is just so important to figure out what works individually and for your family, because you know your family, God, wife, family need to come first, And I think a lot of times, and we're definitely guilty of it, the rat race of America, you get in that freaking hamster wheel of Moe's Barbecue for us, and
start looking at the numbers like one more day.
Yeah.
Think about how much more money, because all that goes to profit because you're already paying your rent. So the nut's already been taken care of. And it's like, you start thinking about that. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's kind of an addiction. Like, there's an addictive nature to it, right?
And one thing for us too, we're always so concerned about the value of the product too, that we're slow always to raise prices, knowing you're paying your people that much more money. And it's like, there's a balance there too. It's how you run your business and raise the price. And that's what Jeff does well. He talks to them about their money a lot more. I talk to him about the food. He talks to them about the money.
Like how to take care of their own money in their own house type thing, or are you talking about money
not
just in general, about how to run the business the right way?
Part of it,
yeah, that makes sense. How do you, just talking a little shop for a second, like how is barbecue different than almost any other kind of food business, restaurant business from an economics perspective? Because it just seems to me that it is different.
I think it's a lot more relaxed because you spend 3 hours cooking and then you spend 3 hours dishing it out. So it's not a mind game where cook me 2 chickens, cook me two this, 2 that.
Yeah.
Make me a chicken sandwich, cut me some ribs. So it's so much more relaxed that it's not, it's not such a hectic thing, and you got these tables turning over, and and barbecue kind of is an all-day event. And one thing about barbecue, it's like the blues, it's for people, it's for everybody, old, young, whatever. So you're in a town, and the older people know to come in at 2 to 3 to 4 o'clock when it's not so hectic. Mm-hmm. And but it's just like managing what's going on around you.
Yeah. When you see, Jeff, when you were like, when I saw you kind of working in there with the
holy shit, we got a catering going out right now.
Yeah, well, it sounded like y'all got pumped about that. That's what it's kind of like, when you do catering or big events. Apparently y'all did a wedding. Man, barbecue at a wedding is my kind of wedding, man.
When that 08, 09 came around, and that was, a lot of people didn't have the money they had, so everybody went from the country club wedding to us in a field somewhere doing a wedding.
Yeah.
And they loved it.
Catering Moe's, man.
We would do it for $14 or $15 a head, where it cost you $100 a head at the country club.
Is catering kind of a good thing for the business, or is it a hassle?
Huge.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Is it?
We're just cooking a little more. We don't really go off script for our catering. We keep it simple, and
it's easy.
A couple more racks of ribs, some more chicken,
exactly.
and
your labor kind of stays the same. So when you start your business, it's like if you can build your catering up in your business, that's what we have here. We don't have a huge bar business here.
Yeah.
But if you can, the people that can get their catering going and their bar going, it's pretty damn profitable for them.
You're being good business.
I think the financial side.
It's hard.
Yeah.
The financial side too. I think in general we're taking kind of a lesser priced product.
Oh yeah.
We're taking the pork butts, we're taking chicken, some turkey, but then we're spending more money on the handling of the product. It's taking us a little more labor to take a $1.29 a pound piece of meat and ultimately charge $15 for it, where a lot of restaurants, hospitality is looking for this X percentage to be food cost. We need our food cost to be a little bit below that because we know we're putting the human resource power into making that product right. So you saw today there's a handful of people working in there, not a lot, but certainly a handful. And so our model is just a touch off, but it really works because it's taking those lesser cuts of meat and preparing them correctly, and then it's just comfort food.
Yeah.
It's just really.
It's
comfort.
just food. Nobody's dying in there. It's like if they're waiting a little bit longer, and give them the money back. It's like nobody should get upset in there because it's like it's community coming in there. You're not going in there for a business meeting because it's so loud. You saw how it was in there. People just coming in, hanging out with each other.
Yeah. Well, I will say back home in Texas, you guys would appreciate that. We do eat barbecue probably 2 to 3 times a week. In a lot of business meetings over barbecue. It's actually a way you sniff somebody out. Like if you want to go eat, first of all, it's like, are you going to say yes or no to my barbecue meeting? Especially if you're coming out of state. You always go invite them out.
Home if you're there.
Go to barbecue.
Their suit smells like smoke. They got to wash it the next day.
Yeah, so you come bring them in and you watch what they order.
Nice.
You watch what they order. And if they're ordering brisket or ribs, okay, all right, maybe I can have a combo with this person. But if they go out there and order something off the
turkey or something,
turkey now might be different. Yeah, now they're out there ordering the.
So who do you use for business barbecue catering in Texas?
Well, we got it. I don't know about on the catering side of the house. I mean, Black's is one that people use a lot, and they've done a really good job.
And you said that one came out of
Lockhart.
Yeah, Lockhart.
Yeah, it came out of Lockhart.
The two big
Austin.
ones in Lockhart.
Yep, Terry Black's grandfather started Black's.
Wow.
And then actually Terry Black became a CPA, and his kids were ones like, hey, Dad, we both, I think, 2 sons and a daughter. The daughter sounds like Ben. The 2 sons sound like y'all. And they both said, hey, Dad, we'd love to get back into the barbecue business like Grandpa did. And he's
How
like,
old are
right.
they now?
I think they're probably in their early 30s.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, we'd like to go do that. So his father goes, all right, well, we made a lot of money with the CPA firm. I'll front this if y'all can prove it out and whatever. Cool, they named the business after the father, not them.
Awesome, yeah.
So it's a lot of just like built-in legacy there. They want to do him right and everything else.
About
So it's just
barbecue
neat.
is legacy, though.
Oh, totally, man.
It kills me when we
yeah.
change pictures on the wall. I'm like, let's leave it just like it is.
Well, I saw all your art in there,
tradition.
man.
Yeah.
I saw all your art in there today. I was like, who made all this stuff?
Yeah, who's Tuto?
Who's Tuto? That's
funny.
That's Mike, man. All the fish art in there.
I was when I got sick of concerts, couldn't hang out anymore.
What's the best day?
But,
What's the best day for you now? When you catch it?
yeah. So I'll go out on a boat and I'll catch a fish. I'll take them to the dock and I'll clean them up. I'll dry them. I'll paint the fish. Put a piece of canvas on it, pull the image off of it.
Really?
Clean them, cook them, and eat them. That's a huge day for me. That's the best day of my life.
Catch them, paint them,
Catch
eat
them,
them.
bait them, eat them, man. Oh my God, we're gonna have to get you boys down. I'm just curious. You guys go to Texas sometimes, right? Have to.
Yeah, I drive through there a couple times a year.
Yeah. No, it's
But no, I love it. But I usually skirt the top of Dallas, but
Yeah.
I love Texas. And it's like I have so much respect for Texas that people come to us like, yeah, I should open with you. I'm like, we'll be fine.
No, I love what you guys are doing. I think what y'all are doing is special. The one thing I'll do a little plug in for Texas, whether just because I got 2 Alabama guys here, so maybe it'll be a way that we continue to build world peace together
I'll
with
have
some
our
really
coach.
prideful states.
Yeah.
Well, we do have that. Yeah. The other thing that's interesting, I've described this to somebody else the other day. It's actually a foreign person, and I was just like, what's beautiful about Texas is like my wife's from Michigan. I will never, even if I moved to Michigan, I'll never be a Michigander. I didn't grow up there, wasn't from there. Even if I got a driver's license said it. But with Texas, you can just choose to be a Texan. It's like being an American. Like if you want to be a Texan, you're here.
You can be a Texan.
You're now a Texan. It's just like a state of mind.
That's right. And that's why I think about the South. It's like if you're from the South, you're a Southerner.
Yeah.
You're not a Texan. But Texas is like their own country.
Got a different way of doing things. Well, we have a lot of respect for it. I think there's a guy named Brent Luby. He's been on runs a Soul Toll distillery, and down in Driftwood, Texas, right outside of Austin, 30 minutes outside of Austin. And he says, from the outside looking in, it looks like unbridled pride. But the reality of it is, especially like places like Alabama, other places like, maybe the Carolinas, when you meet other states that are as prideful about where they're from, there is that mutual respect that happens. Because I think it's like, if you're going to be here, be here. Like, be from this place, drink the Kool-Aid, and let's go.
Yeah. The
y'all's
Midwesterners
barbecue.
are always moving out to South or to Texas or to Colorado.
Yeah, I know. We got some good friends from Ohio that are down here. Man, they root and holler about Ohio State. But I always give them grief. Well, they give me back. They're like, but look, we ain't living there. Right. I asked a guy one time, I said, man, why do you guys, they're some of the most unruly fans I've ever met. I was like, why do you guys cheer so hard for Ohio State? The Ohio State?
That's all they have.
That's what a buddy of mine, this guy, man, he told me so plain, born and raised in Ohio, and he goes, man, because that's all we got.
That's all they got.
There's not much to it. So for all I know,
what we got to do is next time when Bama, because soon we'll play y'all there and here. And we'll go down there and check y'all out, and y'all come up and hang out with us in Tuscaloosa because it's fun as hell.
I can't wait to come see a game, man. I mean, you guys have gotten me
there.
inspired to go see the Crimson do some things. But for my Ohio folks out there, we still love you to death. It's just so you know, there's a lot of folks moving to Texas from Ohio, man. And I don't know if it's for the weather because it's hot as heck down there.
For the weather,
man.
it's for the economics, I'm pretty sure, and the taxes.
It does help quite a bit.
And it's like you can't take care of the whole world.
Yeah. While we're on that subject, I'm curious, are y'all hopeful about the future of the country? Like just in general, especially when it comes to small business, like what gives you hope or what gives you fear?
No, I think it is. I think that we went through so much with the last administration and the way the world was kind of changing too far towards the left. And, it remains to be seen because the guy that's about to run for mayor in New York, our country can't believe that socialism and communism is great because it's a capitalist society. It's a Judeo-Christian society. And I think that with all those things coming back in right now, I don't think we'll go back so hard to it.
Interesting. You feel the same way, Jeff? But so hold on. You feel hopeful though about the future? Is that what you're saying?
Very hopeful, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's what I was wondering.
Are you asking like on a business level or just
thought
in
about
general?
In general, but maybe even more so, think about your kids. Like, do you feel like they're going into a world that you feel like it's going to be as good as it was for y'all?
It's different. I think it will continue to be different, and it's hard as old timers. You start thinking. I'm starting to think. You start thinking about the little things about your parents that you're like, that was quirky. And now I'm like, I'm quirky like that. And now
like
my
the
kids
conspiracies
are saying that.
they always have.
And it's just like, it's a.
I think a lot of
changing.
that's about the social media, or not social media, but just the internet, the computers, where people have so much access to so much crap going on. When we were kids, you didn't know what the hell was going on. You knew there was a barbecue place somewhere around here. You'd go find it. They didn't have a sign. There was no social media going on. You'd just go find it because you heard it was good food. And now it's just like the so much information out there scares me a little bit. But I don't have kids, but I think it's getting better.
You think it's getting better?
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
do.
I
I feel like we went through such a time where everybody was questioning what they were doing, even if you were religious. I mean, you were questioning, should I believe in God? Should I believe in Jesus? Because we're kind of moving away from that. But now I think it's kind of coming back, and I think that, we'll see what happens.
There's something about, there's a humility that, Joseph Cabrera's opinion, but like there's humility that I think is coming back into the veins of the country. Hard work and humility. And that humility being like, don't be too fancy. Just go earn a living, put food on the table for your family. If it happens to work out really well, good on you. But if you can't do that right, then
you find
figure
that
yourself
chance
out.
and take it. You find that one thing that you think is going to be a good chance for you, a risk to take, and you take it.
Yeah. When y'all think about the future Mo's, what is the daydream? Is there a daydream? What happens decade from now?
We differ in this a little bit, I think. Who would love for most to be the McDonald's of the Coca-Cola when you think about it? But I'm the guy that says, man, think about your kids. I mean, they can own it without doing anything. I think it could be generational.
Okay.
But I also think that it's like, because of our partners, it's not about us everywhere. It's about our partners everywhere. And what do they have going on? It's like, we got these guys in Birmingham that have had that store for years, and their kids are starting to take it over for them. And I'm jealous as shit because we're working so hard and they're not working so hard. But it's, I think it could be just kind of a generational thing. And I've always thought barbecue's real about tradition. Like I said, I don't like anything to change in there. I like for it to be the same.
Yeah.
Maybe clean the grease off a little bit, but other than that.
So you think it's something that could be kind of more legacy-based, more generational tradition? Yeah. And how about you, Jeff? How you feel? You wanted to...
Well, I just want to. I want to keep, aggressively growing. I think there's a ton of opportunity within the space. I think that good quality food for a value price in a community-oriented, relationship-based hospitality business, I think just has enormous opportunity. And we have a really good footprint kind of in a couple regions of the country. And so I just think there's more that we can do, but it's also, it's become difficult with the workforce. It's become difficult to navigate some of those waters and understand, okay, well, how do we really go from 50 to 100? Because it's taken 25 really hard-working years, and I definitely don't have 25 really hard-working years ahead.
You know?
No, you keeping pretty good, man. Whatever's in the water here, you both have preserved pretty well, man.
It's the leather faces he told me we had. Y'all in the sun too much.
Yeah, that's true. Y'all got that base coat, and it just seems like that Colorado base coat, man. And
It's hard living out here now.
That's right.
But I believe that, like he says, there is huge opportunity, but how do you chase that opportunity? And I'm the guy that's like, what's happening to us today?
Yeah.
Jeff's out there forging forward for us, which I appreciate, but it's like,
That's pretty healthy, it sounds like, for you both to have that healthy tension there, right? It kind of keeps things... Because I imagine with what y'all have built already, I'm sure there's some fancy guys in suits at Wall Street that's asked you about it, right? I mean, I imagine that's it.
Guys, yeah,
the cuffling guys is what you call them.
I either walk in like this to meet them the first time, they go, you on Mo's? Then we tell them how we structure our royalties. It's like we make everybody sign up for 6 points. We only take 4 of them because we're not Ronald McDonald. We really don't know what the hell we're doing, you know, to sort of point we do. We know how to deliver a great product at a price, but it's like, for us to take that much money, and I think because we own the stores and we live that same life, we see what that number would do to us.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your soul's tied into it. You're not just looking at a spreadsheet.
Yeah, and I think so many of them, like I told you earlier, they become our friends, and then they're friends first. And it's like every time we move up a point, it would take so much more money out of their pocket.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, what do you do? The next guy, you charge them all 6 points, and it's like,
yeah.
I think we want them to become our friends more than we do.
You think there's a way to do it? You think there's a way to do it big, get to 250 locations across this great country, and still do it the way that y'all do it today? Maybe not exactly the
conflict.
way. But how?
There is the conflict.
It's a healthy conflict, but it's like, God, you can't press it. You know, one thing we've never always done is we've never tried to sell a franchise. Every one of them have come to us and say, hey, I want to try to do this. Hey, I want to try to do this.
Okay.
We don't go to the fairs to try to sell, like FranCorp or somebody like that, to try to sell us a franchise. And, you know, like a big private equity guy, hey, I want to buy 10 franchises in Chicago. I'm like, I need one person, let me train them, and then we'll move forward from there. So that's the hard part for us. And it's because of using Whole Foods.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, everything's fresh in there, man.
Everything, and it's cooked today, and it's not.
Well, you know, I didn't know this. I learned this from the blacks. I didn't know this, but apparently there's a lot of places that don't make their sides at all.
Oh, yeah.
They just order them in. It blew my mind. I was like, are you kidding me?
I know that is.
That's weird to me. I had no idea that, like, because a barbecue place, you're looking at the meat, you're like, clearly the potato salad is also homemade.
Surely they make the potatoes.
Surely they make it. That's not true. I didn't know that, man. And the blacks were like, no, look, one of the things we made a commitment to, our kids were like, if y'all going to do this, the mother, Patty, all sides must be made fresh. I told Jeff a story today about her testing the banana pudding after a couple of years of it being in, and she had a dear friend of hers come up and say, hey, you know, I'm not really into the pudding anymore. She goes, what's wrong with our recipe? She goes, something changed. And so I think just to go show you about owners who are just dead serious about making sure that thing is right.
It's just part of it. It's just part about what makes it great. And it makes it when you crave it too, because that's what we did when we started out here. They craved our food. I mean, we had people lined up so long, and the people across the street that had the restaurants would be pissed at us because they're not paying the same taxes. They didn't have to. You have all this thing, and it's like, we just have good food.
Last one, and you boys on, man. You guys have been great, man. I can talk to you guys for hours. We did talk for hours. It's almost. Man, I got to turn the clock. Yeah, go Joe Rogan Longsform here. One day it'll get there, man. Well, you talk about community. Y'all say it, you live it. Help folks maybe who are out there right now understand kind of how you do community right. And let me preface it with something saying, I think there's a lot of folks that think community just means I build a business that's worth a hoot. I carve out a little donation to the Rotary Club or to the kids thing, and that's community. It seems very different with you all. How do you actually intertwine yourself with the community where it becomes, it's clearly that place is a place that people commune. It isn't a place where they just eat. How do you do it right? How do you do community right?
Well, I think one thing is that we give to every single person that asks. We at least give a double wide family pack gift certificate.
Would you call it a double wide family?
Our family packs are a double wide and a triple wide.
Yeah. Wait, what's included in a double wide?
A pound of pork, 2 pints of sides, 4 pieces of bread.
You used to go feed somebody for $20. Now it's $30.
Yes, man. I love
triple wides
that.
for 6 people, double wides for 4.
That's so good, man. Okay.
And
So at least that.
You know, it's only like 30 cents on the dollar. So you can give away as much food as you want. You're the people that want cash is like, oh, I don't know. Because, you know, then it takes you almost $1.50 to earn that dollar back.
Totally,
with everything.
So giving people...
It takes participation to create a vibrant community. And this is, I push this, we all do, but I really push this hard on everyone in my life is like participate in your community because that's what the community needs to remain vibrant, successful, moving forward. And that's just getting involved with whatever, helping out the kids' school with the rafting trip this weekend, helping out the church with this, helping out the ball league with a couple gift certificates, whatever it is. Whatever interests you, you just have to get involved.
When the tornado goes through town, you're there bringing that. We drag that pit wherever and just help them as much as we can.
Cook people food and stuff. Yeah. It's was that something from the beginning you always felt about strongly about?
I think because we never really advertised. We're always like, we have all this, kind of our advertising budget went to community.
Maker's Mark.
Yeah, well.
For the first decade.
I tell them how we had, once we got a liquor license, we realized you had to make more money than you spent on it to do anything out there.
There's different coping mechanisms, and some people go see a consultant and then
it's
coach.
Like we've just never had a huge marketing campaign, so we always felt like, hey, there was money out there to donate.
Interesting. Yeah.
And it's barbecue is such an easy way to feed the masses. You can feed, he and I can walk in the kitchen and in 20 minutes have food for 200 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just brings a lot to any community. That ability to feed and to bring comfort and to bring people together. That's what community is. And so I think barbecue in itself lends to that community feel. And I think Moe's in general has even pushed the boundaries of that and we just all go above and beyond, period, what is needed from us, from our community.
Right. And as much as I talk about the great food, it's as much that as it is great food.
Yeah, no, you can tell. And that isn't something, maybe y'all don't see it this way, but it takes an incredible amount of commitment and discipline to stay that course. Right. That's why a lot of folks get worried. I think about my father-in-law all the time. He gets worried about it getting gobbled up by somebody who doesn't have that mindset. Because in the short term, it seems like, man, you're just giving a lot of money away. What they don't know, and it's kind of weird because you can't do it for this reason, but I bet you it happens. Whereas you're giving something away, word's out that Moe's did a thing, people are going to be loyal to y'all. People coming back to eat. That happens. You can't necessarily track it, but it happens, right? It has
100%.
to. Yeah.
It is really like over these last few weeks, so many people I see in the community, thank you, because of what we've done for the firefighters.
The fire, yeah. Tell us real quick about that. This happens to y'all quite a bit, unfortunately, but there's fires that happen here, and you got first responders come down doing God's work.
This one was a little bit unique because it was really close to home. And the first morning, it just became a really special scenario because the first morning that it started getting serious, Emily and Michael, who you met this morning, put out a quick little Facebook. It's just like, hey, if you're moving out of your home or if you're helping our community fight this fire, come by and we'll make you lunch. And that started with, we just put a gift card at the register and we put $200 on it, and we're just like, just feed whoever needs it. You don't even have to ask questions. If they come in and they need food, just get it for them. Within an hour of that post going out, a guy comes by the restaurant, this is before we even opened, gives $1,000 to the cause.
Just a local guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Within 70, we weren't asking for anything. All we were saying is come get a free lunch. The community heard it, and then the community got behind it and rallied. And within 72 hours, there was about $9,000 that people had given to this gift card. And so for the next 14 days, the firefighters, the displaced homes, all these people, Moe's just became this hub of mingling and community, and it was unbelievably special.
We didn't know they were going to let the fire go for a
unbelievably
month.
special. And we're like, is the fire still going?
It's part of that BLM land. They needed to burn down. We're like, okay.
But it really
was.
A really
we have a
neat-
lot of friends that
neat
have
thing.
property up at Sweetwater that was the community that was really, about to burn down.
Yeah.
And they kept it off of there, and then I think they just let it kind of keep pushing back to. We've had so much pine beetle kill around here that it needs to go away.
Yeah. Man, that's special when you don't even have to, the community took care of it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just-
They
they
chose y'all.
We started it,
Yeah, you
and then
kinda-
they jumped in there and did it for us.
Man, that's whether it's that 5-second pause with the meat or something like that. Those are the things that 25 years or more doing this stuff makes it worth it, I imagine.
It is, and that's been as gratifying as definitely the money, but as the response on how good the food is.
Yeah.
And those guys love it. And we've always had the high altitude trainers from all the different the forces from the Army and everything come out here and learn the high altitude stuff. So we've always had a great relationship with them. And that's helped us kind of network the whole country.
I told you this morning that, we've been doing it for 25 years, almost 25 years, and that this last couple weeks, the culmination of a lot of things, but it was some of the most special, fulfilling time of my professional career.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
it was because of community, just like you're saying. It's just like the community just stepped in and they used us as a vehicle to give gratitude. And
something.
it was just super cool.
It's crazy. Vail's got enough money to remediate all their dead pine beetle, but these other communities don't.
They don't. So you guys are in there. Last one to leave y'all with, man. You guys have been great. Thank you so much, for all your time and all y'all do. Even beyond what we just met today and stuff, just everything y'all been doing for more than a quarter of a decade. Somebody right now sitting on the fence, thinking about doing their version of a Moe's. Just whatever that might. It might be just a one-shop, florist shop, or it might be taking over their dad's plumbing business that, maybe they think is a good idea. Any advice you'd give them before they take the commitment to doing it? Just anything that, looking back on y'all's younger selves, anything you wish you knew?
I would say just, you got to, calculate the risk versus the reward on it first. If it's going to cost you too much money, it may put your family at jeopardy, I wouldn't do it. But if it's something that you can slide into with a little bit of money, I think it's worth taking the chance.
Okay.
And I think America's getting back to not so much the corporate world, but to these mom and pop shops.
They sure are. We see it all the time. Yeah.
I love it.
Coming full circle.
How about you, Jeff?
I think following your passion and following what you really love and letting it forge a path of wherever it takes you. I think the Lord's got a plan. If you follow, to me, if you're following what you like to do, what you're good at doing, and where you can bring value to your community and your friends and all those around you, then that's your path, and just dig into that path and see where it brings you.
Yeah.
It's the right thing. It's got to be the right thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I see proof in the pudding right here. I see proof in the banana pudding right now, man.
How can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
That's right.
Well, gentlemen, thank you, boy, for just being a shining example of what it's like. Thank you for making me realize that I got to put it on the circuit to go get a barbecue fix here in Colorado at least once a year, at least.
You can always try the mom and pop shops. It doesn't have to be a Moe's, but you go somewhere and just try it.
Well, now I know, and I'll be on the lookout for the other Moe's around the world there, around the U.S., man. So thank you both anyways, and, man, looking forward to if y'all are ever in Texas, just
we're coming.
stop on by.
Next time we play y'all.
Love to have you.
Thanks a ton. It was a super fun day.
Yeah,
Really
likewise.
enjoyed it.
Thanks for tuning in to the American Operator Podcast, where we celebrate the backbone of America, small business owners and operators like you. If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you'll never miss out on more of these stories and insights from people who keep our community strong. Until next time, keep building, keep operating, and keep America moving forward.